Thanks, Manny. All right, so my Mercedes specialist is here with a Mini Cooper getting a flex pipe done. And we have a mutual friend who was a shop owner, Bill from Gorillos in Maple Shade, that I used to do work for Bill's when he was in business. And then Bill has since retired and sold his business. And we were talking about what's going on and customers with the prices, and you know, he needs to raise his prices at his Mercedes service center, and he does other work too. He's bridged into multi-manufacturer. That I asked him what he was charging for Mercedes oil change. He said $150. And I said, well, that's too cheap for a 9 or 10 quart oil change for Mercedes. He's like, I know. I said, it's your business system. You do what you want, and you operate it the way you want. I said, but you're below market value at a Mercedes dealership. And I said, for just a 6 quart oil change at Jiffy Lube is $120. I know that for a fact because we've taken a Mercedes in the family there just so we could find out exactly what it cost. And then I did a competitive pricing survey on Valvoline, Jiffy Lube, and Take 5. And actually Take 5 was a little bit more of a value than everybody, but Jiffy Lube and Valvoline are getting paid average $120 for a 6 quart oil change for full synthetic. Not including if it's a Mercedes or BMW or something like that, but average $120. And then $90 for a synthetic blend, and they didn't give me a price on crude oil because no one uses it anymore, although they have a coupon for it, but no one's using it. So then we talked about labor rates, and then I asked him what Mercedes charges, and he said $220 an hour. I would bet you Mercedes is probably more than that for $20-25. And then he said what his labor rate was. I said, that's what Pep Boys is charging for labor rates. I said, you have to raise your labor rate, Manny. You're too low on your oil, and you're too low on your labor rate for anything anymore. And he said, you know, you're right. I'm going to raise my prices today. Good for you, Manny. You should. And then he was talking about a guy who rolled up with a $100,000 Mercedes and asked his
BMW.
Mercedes too.
Oh, I thought
it was 2 cars.
Oh, 2 cars.
2 cars. One was an AMG Mercedes, and he asked the mechanic, because Manny has another mechanic, how much they charge for an oil change on his car. And then Manny heard the story going on, and then he brought his employee over and said, if that guy has to ask you how much an AMG Mercedes oil change is, I don't want him here. So he said, you have to drop it off, and we have to estimate the job for you. So a BMW guy, same scenario. So he said, back to the story with Bill Gorillos, he said, Bill Gorillo, a friend of mine. I said, I know Bill. Bill's a good friend of mine also. And just like Manny, we've had 19-year relationship of working with each other, like many other shops that I work with around here. That he said, if the customer,
if you're shopping around, skip me.
If he's on the phone or in person and the customer is shopping him, he said, skip me. And Bill was an excellent mechanic, had a beautiful facility, and he stood his ground. Now, was he the busiest? No, but he knew how to fix a car. Bill comes from drag racing background and all that stuff, hot rods, Corvettes. He's not someone it's his business, and that's the way he wants to run it. But I said, wow, to have that confidence in yourself, to know that your store will still stay open and do it. And he didn't close because he didn't have any customers. He closed because he was tired of the business and he was old. He just said, I don't want to do this anymore. But for him to say it again, Kayla, you said it best.
If you're shopping around, skip me.
If you're shopping around, skip me. And I used to say in the old days, and this is just me, instead of making me your first call, make me your last call. And it didn't go very well. How much is this? How much is a lug nut? How much is a wiper blade? How much is an oil change? And I just said to myself, if you have to call around and ask how much these services are, call me last. This way you have all your homework done, and just basically tell me what your prices are. And if I don't think it's right, I'll call that shop and say, did you give someone with this accurate price for a catalytic converter for $300? Because customers lie. But I used to do that, but now I don't. I told me I don't even answer the phone. I don't make estimates. I don't deal with people. I deal with whatever problems Rachel can't handle in her counter space. I deal with the problems in the shop and with the guys. I'm a production manager, business owner, operator, and Rachel runs the office. I don't type estimates. I don't spell estimates out. I don't look up labor guides. I don't do any of that stuff. So when someone asks me how much something is, I honestly don't know. There's certain things I do know, but majority I don't know anymore because the prices of things are just so not what I'm used to. I can't really tell you that. But yeah, I like that. And Manny's not a high volume shop.
No.
And by no means is he going out of business.
Yeah.
So I don't think we could do that here.
No. Well, I mean, he's just more of a specialized shop.
He's bridged out too. He's Mini Cooper and BMW and Audi.
Yeah, but he's doing all the Euro stuff.
Yeah, he's more of a
He's a European shop.
specialist.
Yeah,
And that's why I said my Mercedes specialist is the guy that we use. And then he also did say, excuse me, I just specifically asked him about Mercedes parts. And I said, are you seeing OEM parts with problems? He goes, absolutely. Brand new Mercedes parts that just don't work. He said, and everything aftermarket electronics just is garbage. He said, just use OEM. So, and I had to get it from a guy who just lives in the Euro world. What else did he say? So I'm out here, Caleb's doing the flex pipe for him. I'm plugging the tire and changing the oil, and he's telling me a story about another customer breaking his balls about Manny getting paid 2 hours labor to work on his car. And then the Manny's like, no, I won't take $120. I want $220. And he said, when you go to the doctor, do you tell him that he wants $220 and he's going to take $200? He goes, I have a PhD, I have a master's, I have this, I have $500,000 worth of tools, I have a building, I have this. He's no different than me. I've been to school, I pay for technology, why do you do it to me but you won't do it to your doctor? And he's right. We are your doctors. And Caleb's in school, he's in school here every day, 10 hours, 12 hours a day. This is school. Jude's in school half a day, and then he comes here and puts more school in. And on top of the investment of the tools and knowledge and everything else. So, and Manny said, we deserve, and I say this, all mechanics deserve a level of respect that you give to everyone else that you don't give. We're the guys keeping you on the road. We're the guys answering the phone when your car's broke down in front of AutoZone and you don't know what to do and giving you advice. We're the guys fixing your flat tire, the good guys, and not selling you a tire because you don't think if this went to a tire shop that they wouldn't try and sell him a new tire.
Yeah, we need to get it off the car first to make sure. We gotta pull the tire off the wheel.
Yeah,
make sure.
Mechanics deserve this respect. There's a lot of guys that have a lot of background, a lot of tools, a lot of technology, a lot of time invested. So, and then so as he's walking around the shop and we're bullshitting because I don't let too many customers in the shop, but we have a handful. The good ones, like Tom. Tom, you listening? Tommy boy? That he goes in the office and then he comes out here, he goes, Anthony, your office smells like someone smoked weed. I'm like, that's normal here. He's like, it's not normal in my location. I said, it's normal in my location for people to have weed trays, weed pens, joints, ashtrays piled up with roaches in it, bags of weed, bullets, guns. It's not uncommon. It's been a little bit mild right now, but we're slow and we're not in our peak season. But it's not uncommon for someone to stand outside and smoke weed or smoke their pen or smoke a joint.
I mean, that's what that last guy was doing with the truck.
Come inside, breathe his environment on us, be around us, and we're not saying that it's a bad thing. What can I do? Put a sign up that says if you're under the influence, don't please come in. They fired up their shit on the way here, and
he was smoking this joint. He lit his joint as I was walking up to his truck to go take it on the road test.
We get in the car, it's all freshly smoked up.
Just took a little walk.
And he goes, what do your customers say when they walk in and smell that it smells like someone smoking weed in the office? There's nothing I can do about it. It's just, this is what this location brings, is that I could tell you every week someone's smoked up or smoking outside the shop or in their car before they come in. And it's not too many people because I have customers who I know who smoke, who don't come here smoked up. They don't smoke in their car before they show up here. They don't smoke in the parking lot. They do their business out here, and it's just a different walk of life. People, and I know for a fact that they use marijuana, you have people who just, I don't know. It's got to be going. It can't be just going on in Meineke. It's got to be going on in other shops. But for Manny at Eurostar, Mercedes specialist, to say, never, ever goes on in his environment. I don't have an answer for it. There's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it. He goes, oh my God, it smells so like someone's smoking weed in your office. I said, you saw the guy walking around. He's the culprit. It wasn't us. So, you know, I don't have an answer. A lot of good exchanges with my Mercedes specialist. Man, he's been in the business close to 50 years, so he's no dum-dum. He's been around. And he trusts Meineke Cinnaminson for a lot of things, and he trusts me for a lot of vehicles that he doesn't work on, that he's not familiar with the systems for diagnostic information. And I don't even screw around with some Mercedes stuff. I'll dabble into stuff that I'm comfortable with. Other than that, you're going to my Mercedes specialist because I don't want to be bothered with it. It's just not what I do. It's Thursday. It is still dead quiet. The phones aren't ringing. It's slow as fucking here, and it's making me nuts. It's good to see that one of my accounts who trusts me show up today. I didn't think he was going to. I actually gave him a great price on a flex pipe so that he would have an easier time selling it in his shop, so that he could make money, and then I could make some type of money here on that job. So definitely I'm not getting rich on wholesale work, that's for sure. It's basically just covering expenses, if that. Sometimes it's a loss. What else is going on? So I got to finish up this oil change on the Subaru. Hopefully Rachel closes the deal on the F-150 for valve cover gaskets. I hope you checked out the video for exhaust manifolds. I'm just going to keep bringing you the really real from the bays of Meineke Cinnaminson and what's going on in our business. I didn't get that far yet.
It's getting cool synthetic.
Thanks for watching.